Good afternoon, my name is Nick Leitch and I'm a captain with the Sparks Fire Department. Today this video is a living inventory of our hazmat truck. The goal of this is to give new technicians on our team a general idea of all the different types of equipment that we carry. This is just a general overview of all of the different things, and then if you have specific questions you can ask them later. Let's go. So the vehicle is basically split into two main categories. On the passenger side, you'll see compartments with the E sticker on them. This is primarily entry related equipment and monitoring. The other side has D, and that's primarily decon and mitigation tools. This first compartment has our Lakeland Level A suit tester kit, some general plastic bags, a generic EMS BLS bag, a ribbon triage kit, and then these evacuate, which are essentially canvas mega movers for victims, and then a series of sidewall tents for easy up, either to protect from the elements or provide some patient privacy. So compartment E2, this is the other side of our SCBA compressor. These are the storage tanks. This roll-up door does have to be completely up in order for the compressor to run. And on the top shelf, we have 9 level A suits. These are the newer models that have the built-in flash protection with the suit. Compartment E3 holds 8 level B suits, 2 first out boxes, which we can review the first out box contents here. It basically consists of a helmet, tape, and a towel to put inside of your suit, as well as gloves and a radio harness. It also holds our PAPR cartridges, and we have 2 PAPR boxes that are behind me. We also have 4 SCBAs with mask and regulator. Our tarp to set up our entry positions on. We have a medical evaluation box. Here are the 2 PAPR boxes, and then here's our stools to sit on while getting dressed and undressed. Compartment E4 has a large slide out tray. Our wagon that we use to go into incidents is normally kept on top of the tray on our B cylinder kit, or this is kits that are 1 ton, such as chlorine in the example. Please note that there are several different gaskets that are in this kit. The date on the gaskets is the date of manufacture, not specifically a expiration date. These can be, the longevity can be evaluated by the temperature that they're kept in and integrity, so make sure when you're checking your kit that you go through each of the gaskets, and if they're cracked, order a replacement. Inside the glove box, you'll see some various different types of textured single-use medical gloves, and then we have an array of different hazmat gloves. There are latex neoprene, several different types of butyl gloves, latex nitrile, silver shield, Viton, Petroflex, and vinyl Everflex gloves. So be sure to reference the spec sheet of the chemical that you're dealing with. There's also these large outer protective knitted Kevlar gloves as well. In addition to all of the orange pairs of boots that you see when you open this compartment, there's also an additional box labeled boot box, and there's this one as well as the one in the corner that have several different styles of these oversized yellow pullover boot, which is usually the best application would be when you're in a fully encapsulating suit wearing one of these large over boots. We also have some higher rising boot to where I think if you were in a non-encapsulating environment, or maybe you're wearing a Tyvek suit or one of these Saranex suits, depending on which style, this might be a more appropriate boot to wear, especially considering splash protection or what your environment is. Hazmat radios are kept in an orange Pelican case. We have 5 of the XL 200s that are kept on this vehicle, and the other 5 are kept on the Reno vehicle. There is the larger traditional mic here, and then we also have some throat mics with a push button that can go inside of the suit. The top shelf in this compartment has various different suit boxes in it. They're all labeled with the specific type of suit and you should match the environment of the product that you're going into with the right PPE. Just to give two examples, this yellow suit in front of me is what is labeled as a Kapler frontline coverall, which is definitely a different material than one of these standard Tychem CPF2 suits that we've commonly used in different incidents. We also have two boxes of a Tychem Level B. This is a fully encapsulating suit, so your entire SCBA and head are covered, just made of Tychem material. Compartment E5, on the very top left-hand side, there's a large box of P95 respirators. Each one of these is in an individually sealed, and this is a temperature-controlled area. The next box is an ice vest box. So this is for level A suit. I've never personally used one of these ice vests, but the theory is if it was really hot out, you could grab the ice packs from the Station 3 cooler and then put on a vest. We also have 5 skeds. They have the individual tow ropes and everything you need to go with those. On the middle shelf is our level A kit. This is for cylinders of 100 and 150 pounds. Individual video will be coming out on that. We also have a series of different gaskets here. These are training gaskets, but we also have individual ones that are for sulfur dioxide, and these are for our various kits, specifically our Kelso kit, which is down here. This is for mitigating railcar incidents, and then we also have our propane IQ kit for propane incidents. All of these pieces here go with the Kelso kit. They just don't fit in the box. It is very important when you're going up on a rail car that you look and make sure you know all the different pieces that are in this bag. You can see that there are crowfoot extensions. This will allow you to get down on the different bolted assemblies on top of a rail car. We have various pressure gauges in here to where you could test the pressure and see what it is. There's different scraping tools and things that we use to be able to assess a car. Very important that you read this document before you go up. This is a checklist for topside railcar operations. This is everything you will wish you had when you get up there if you don't read this in order to mitigate an incident. This next compartment is E6. It currently has a large flat screen TV that was used in conjunction with our lab to disseminate information. That TV is going to be removed, and we're going to be putting some of our Stinger operation kit up there, our cutting saws. Down below we have our patient rollers. For non-ambulatory technical decon, we can put people on these rollers and run them through either the side of the decon trailer or pools. We also have the second piece of our propane IQ mitigation kit with several different valves and things like that to stop propane emergencies. Underneath it, this is a toolbox for our Kelso kit or our rail mitigation tools. We have some small step ladders. These can be used to sit on for donning and doffing or for getting equipment out of the vehicle. These are our 2 easy up tents that can be used for patient privacy, command purposes, all kinds of different things. And we have several non-sparking tools. These are also our grounding rods. These are all copper grounding rods that would be used for, again, doing liquid transfer with our Stinger kit if we're gonna drill flammable liquids or other type of liquids where we're worried about grounding and bonding the container. On the other side, we have a non-sparking shovel. There's several different things here to get samples. These are some of the large Kalawasa tubes that you can get out of different drums. There's various lengths. And then these ones are actually for rail cars. There's a little marble inside of them, and this is something we can play with later on. But essentially, there's a rope on the other side of this, and you would lower this into a rail car to obtain a sample, and the marble essentially closes when it's in there and lets you pull it out. Small little hand pump, a transfer pump here. And then this large red bag is our Red Dragon or our propane flare. And so basically with our propane mitigation tools, if we can't safely patch a tank or mitigate it, we need to flare it on site. And we would use this tool to do that. So compartment E7 has a standard fire department engine toolbox. It has various things in it. It has a large socket set. This is for a lot of industrial application where we would need something that would not be commonly kept on one of our toolboxes. It has this plug and patch kit that has different types of joint sealant, epoxy, putties, PVC cement, and then just an assortment of tape. The top shelf on this compartment is empty. The second shelf here has all of our grounding and bonding equipment as well as a voltmeter on top of it. And then we have 4 different dome clamps here. These are primarily going to be used for DOT 406 trucks that are carrying flammable liquids. Or it can be used with any rolled over tanker that has a dome clamp that's leaking. We have a total of 4. And then we have some various kits here, our A, F, C2, C1 kits that we will go through individually, some of the highlights of these kits. So in the back we have a toolbox that has an assortment of non-sparking tools. When we open up the Hazmat A leak kit, this has several different neoprene liners and some chain with an assortment of different plugs and patches. A lot of the specifics of this will be covered in hands-on training, but essentially this is a good place to get started with small diameter pipe. There's also several different wood dowels and plugs. There is also on top of the vehicle 2 large bags of assorted dowels and cone style plugs as well. This next kit is called the F kit, or the large patch rollover kit. And this has an assortment of neoprene backers with some angle iron frame. And essentially you have some through bolts here to where you're able to patch this onto a rolled over container or something that has a much larger diameter than what would be carried in some of the smaller kits. This C2 pipe kit, as the name states, is intended for pipe leaks. There's various different sleeve housings here that actually are marked with the type of pipe that they're intended for. If you find that you're in a situation where you need to clamp multiple pipes and you run out of it, there's different types of neoprene in here as well as some non-sparking wrenches to be used on the nuts here if you're in a flammable environment. And like we said, there's all different types of various sizes. Even if you ran out of neoprene, you could use anything to fill a void in one of these to at least slow something down while we came up with a better solution. So this next kit is the vented pipe plug. Again, this is an assortment of different plugs that you thread the tension onto this bolt, and then it widens that flange out, and now you have a way to pull product off of a pipe that you have occluded. One thing to be mindful of anytime we're occluding a pipe is make sure that the pressure is not accumulating high on the other side to where you now have a projectile. And then the cool thing with these is with these valves you have a configuration. This last kit is labeled C1 hoses, and this is the matching hose that goes with the different barb fittings that we just looked at for the threaded pipe plug kit. Compartment E8 is all of our monitoring equipment. So starting on the bottom, we have our toxic vapor analyzer, which is a PID and FID. We have a whole different series of detection equipment back here, FID and Raman technology. We have a mini ray, which is just a standalone PID. The large case in the back is a HazCat microscope that we can use in our mobile laboratory. We also have our sampling tray here, as well as some single gas sensors, ammonia and chlorine. Those are the gas badges. Up top in this gray bin, we have our weather station. We have a series of biodetection 2020 kits, more microscope equipment. The blue bag is our forensic or police sampling kit. We have a series of radiation dosimeters, as well as some different chemical paper for nerve, blood, and blister agents. That was a very quick overview over all of that, but we should dive into this compartment a little heavier on an individual training day to go through the limitations and the areas where these types of monitors will excel. The back of a vehicle has an access ladder to get up to the storage boxes on top. There's a folding step to assist you in getting into the lab. This is a pneumatic mast for the weather station, which I will demonstrate at the end of the video. Inside the lab, again, this is something you'll have to take a little bit of time to go through each of the specific sections, but it does have a radio up on the top there so you can monitor what the entry team is saying. We do have a hood system here. There are some specific steps you need to do on top of the vehicle to ensure the hood is ready to be used. Down here we have our area array kit, and then on the side over here we also have some of our HazCat detection kits. If you go through each one of these drawers, you will see that there's everything you need to do your hazmat sampling protocols. And then we also keep the Red Wave threat ID identification tool in here as well. Underneath the drawer over here, these are a lot of the chemicals that we need to use in our laboratory analysis, some acetone and things like that. This vehicle is equipped with mobile Wi-Fi, so the password and everything is there when you're doing your product research. And then in these top things, in the event that we don't have our technology or it's not working, we have various different books and manuals that you can use to obtain product information. All right, so now we are on the D side of the vehicle, or the decon side, working from the back forward. I've pulled down some of these different kits to show you. The first box we're going to dig into is the decon solution kit. So this is straight out of our manual. We have 6 different solutions that we can make for the decon process of specific things. So the different solutions are here. And essentially, like you would talk about here, that example would be solution B is heavy metals, mercury, lead, pesticides, different things like that, ammonia. And essentially what you do is you have a solution here that you put into a 5-gallon bucket that has a line on it indicating 2.5 gallons of water. So this might not make a ton of sense, but essentially what you would do is you would find the correct solution that you want, and then you would mix this into 2.5 gallons of water, which is has a line indicated on it by a bucket. So more of this in future training, but these are the different solutions that we carry. The other box here is a general decon box. This has different slippers for people after decon. There's various different brushes and ability to clean people, as well as basins for washing your face. And then there's some other towels and things like that in the bottom. So the top shelf has a bunch of different various chemicals, calcium hydrate, plug and dyke, as well as amphomag and sodium bicarb. There's also some soda ash here. And then in the back, these are just acrylic blankets, or just victim blankets, nothing special there. And then the other back container here has victim care box, which these are all the different DOFIC kits and the different things that we would put, be able for someone to change into. This is also another victim care box, same thing, different blankets, different feet protector, the DOFIC kits, and the last victim care box down here is more soap, brushes, and Q-tips, things like that to get people completely clean. We also have a miscellaneous box that has some different sprayers for Dahlgren decon, as well as our industrial paper towels that you'll remember from your WMD refresher. These can be used to remove gross level of contaminants, either a capsaicin or a nerve agent or any thick oily residue. Try to get them wiped if possible before decon. We have several variations of our Dahlgren Decon. Essentially, it's two different sizes here. We have our 200 ml kits and then our larger 650 ml. This is for fentanyl products as well as all nerve agent for rendering and neutralized. It has a pot life of 6 hours. When you mix it, you cannot open up a little bit and make a small amount. When you make it, you got to use it as the directions indicate. Technically, it's not supposed to be used on people. Hasn't been approved by the FDA, but if needed, I believe they said in our class, you can reduce it to a 10% strength if needed and use it on patients. Use your best judgment on that. So compartment D7. Starting at the very top, you have a pump sprayer for various applications during the decon process. You also have a mercury spill kit. The two yellow bags here have each of our decon lines. One is a medical decon and the other is a technical. And these are laid out on the ground and they have everything laid out where different supplies need to be put. Below is our decon supply hose. These are all the hoses that we use to give water to different parts of the decon process. This decon box is on the bottom shelf and it has various appliances that are used for water supply. Everything is reduced down to garden hose manifolds, and it also has a hydrant wrench and a gated Y, so we can directly hook this to a hydrant to supply our decon procedures. This cardboard box is labeled drain seal, and this has a large neoprene membrane that can be placed over storm drains to prevent product from running into them. We are now in compartment D6. This compartment does have a lot of items that are stacked and packed inside of each other. So this is what it looks like when you will open it. Let's start at the top shelf. So the very top corner has 4 boxes of these PowerZorb universal sorbent pads. They're about 12 inches by 12 inches in diameter. Over to the right, we do have a small spill kit that has some items specific to cleaning up what's listed on the side. And then we also have some mini booms in these boxes. Each box is labeled. These have 3-inch diameter booms and they are 24 feet in length. There are 2 of them per box. Next on the shelf you will see a 20-gallon overpack drum, and it also has an oil pig. It's 10 feet in length, 6 inches in diameter, and that is a specific 3M product that is absorbent to oil products rejecting water. Also on the top shelf you will see numerous 5-gallon buckets. The blue ones are for putting water in to keep our easy ups from flying away. All of the orange buckets are used for the decon line, and inside you will see that orange the black line indicating 2.5 gallons, which is what you would add water to the line and then add the additives for specific decon processes. The right-hand side of this shelf has numerous heavy-duty pipe wrenches. You can see these here about 3 feet long. We also have several different tools for managing bungs on drums and different drum handling tools. These items are normally stored above the wrenches. There are various wooden blocks to keep drums from rolling, and there's a small cut box for different PVC pipe, and a large roller to move 55-gallon drums or overpack drums on. So starting from the bottom up, we have 3 different extinguishers. We have a Metalex, which is yellow. The Halon is in red. We have a special fast act extinguisher here. This is an absorbent treatment against chemical threats. It neutralizes a wide range of acids, including hydrochloric, nitric, phosphoric, and sulfuric acid. It also effectively absorbs different halogenated compounds, including bromine and chlorine. To the left here, this is our chemical spray kit that is used for the Dahlgren Decon solution, which is effective at neutralizing fentanyl and various types of nerve agents. This large water heater is powered by diesel. It does take 2 people to get out, so this will be covered in our skills day. It does have a simple siphon that you would use to take diesel fuel from the saddle tank of the vehicle, fill it up, and then the instructions are right here. Basically, you need to hook it up to an electrical source, which the trailer provides, and through a series of pressing a few buttons, you will have hot water extremely quickly. Moving to the right, we have 2 propane tanks that are stored better than they're pictured now. I just had to move them in order to get equipment out. These power our air heaters, which I will show you for our tents in the next compartment. We also have a large pallet jack. Again, it takes 2 people to remove the locking bar and then 2 people to remove. And then we have another large overpack drum inside, and you can see on the side that it has various different containers inside of it that we can use to overpack products. All right, this is compartment D5. You can see on the very bottom there is a Zoomro tent, and this is our inflatable tent that we can use for numerous features, one of them being a decon line or managing hazmat medical patients. Switching up to the top, you will see that there is a large HEPA vac. This is not to be used for mercury cleanup, but there's numerous other applications where we can vacuum up certain types of spills. There is a caustic acid solvent aggressive spill kit there, which I'll go over there in a second. There's also a floatable pump with a hose. Moving down over here, also kept on that top shelf, is another one of these 3M oil booms. And you can see that it has the different clips here and rope to be placed in various situations, and it's an oil adsorbent material. So this is the other spill kit that's kept up there. I opened it up so you can see the contents on the inside. It has a little pamphlet that talks about what is inside of it, as well as a bag to contain it when it's complete, and spill labels. But essentially you have numerous general purpose pigs, and you also have a large container of absorbent inside the inside of each container. Moving back over to the shelf, this is the HEPA vac attachments. It has a series of wands, brushes, and piping for the vacuum, as well as numerous bags. These are our inflator kits. We have several ways to inflate the Zoomro tents. We have these that are plug-in pumps. We also have adapters with SCBA cylinders. And then on the back shelf there, you will see a series of tables, and we use these when we are setting up wash stations and other things on the decon line. All of that will be covered on a drill day. The next compartment is D4. You can see that there is a bucket of soda ash that is on the bottom. The purpose of that is to keep these boxes high, because you can see that in the back there are 2 hand carts that we use. One is general purpose, one is for drums, and that allows these boxes to be placed in here as well. They're clearly labeled with tent accessories and tent heating tubes. So when we set up our large Zoomro tents, these are the flexible ducting that we will use to put heat into those tents. Moving over here, this bottom shelf is our backup, or our smaller Zoomro tent. These are the 2 heaters that we just mentioned. They are very easy to use. They hook up to propane cylinders and a powered fan, and then they blow heat into the tents. Moving up to the shelves, we have various ways of offloading product. This is a bladder bag with a hand pump. There are some fluorescent lights that are above that next shelf, and then going to the top, we have a lot of Visqueen that we can use for general purpose operations, as well as setting up damming operations for underflow, overflow. And then we also have more of the hand pump tubing up top. Compartment D3 houses our SCBA compressor. It also houses 8 1-hour bottles. The shelf above it is for the stanchions and their bases that are meant to be put with flagging tape at the front entrance of our decon line to assist with visual aids for the technicians coming in. Compartment D2 is the actual compressor itself. It is noted that when you are using this on scene, you have to have the roll-up door on this side and the opposing side completely open to allow for proper ventilation, or the unit will not run. There is also a yellow control box here, which is for the light tower on top of the vehicle, and then a series of breakers here that once you engage the PTO, you can give power to specific functions on the vehicle, including the lab, the compressor, the outlets on the side of the vehicle, and so forth. Compartment D1 is our command boxes. So this is one of the first things that you should pull out on an incident. They are all of our ICS mandated positions with a clipboard, a vest, and most importantly, a check sheet on what actions you need to complete if you are assigned these roles. We also have, we're newly implementing a command board. This is a way for us to use our pass tags to quickly identify who was assigned and not assigned on an incident. This is just a template. A more formalized board is being created as we speak. And then so on the top shelf, we have various large yellow bags that we can use to put contaminants in, or suits that need to be formally cleaned and tested. And then the large milk crate in the back houses several different kinds of barrier tape and different hazmat tape that we'll use on scene. There's also chemical tape, or chem tape as it's referred to, for taping suits. So this is the top of the vehicle. You can see there's two red painted squares where the antennas are. This red PVC cap is where the exhaust pipe goes. That is a Venturi for the hood system, which I will show you in a second. There are some large storage bins that we will go through on the other side of this compartment. When you're getting to the other side, please don't walk down the center and bend the doors. Go over to the side. So this first large compartment has some disposable kids pools that can be used for containment during the decom process. It also has some PVC canes which can assist technicians in providing some stability when they are inside the pool. And then there is also a orange shower. All of these things we will set up during drill day. Starting on the passenger side roof compartment, you'll see three large 8-inch PVC pipes. This is for constructing underflow and overflow dams. There is also an aluminum stand that can be used for our weather station if we're not using our mast on the back of the vehicle. This is a heavy-duty hazmat body bag. There are also some of these room starter sets that are meant for using around the trailer for bug repellent or things like that. There are two large bags of wooden dowels, various sizes for doing plugging and patching. You'll see numerous black decon pools underneath this wire sked. The decon pools are similar to this. They are cardboard and plastic, and they can be used for doing different pool setups or things like that. And then here we do have a victim sked removal device if we need something rigid. We also have our soft skeds that we covered on the other side. Moving over to the other container, we have several different types of booms. Absorbent for oil products and adsorbent. We also have these grates that are meant to go inside any one of our pools to get the feet off of the bottom of the pool. And then underneath the grates we have these military style skeds that are collapsible that we can use to move non-ambulatory people, like in a chemical MCI or WMD scenario. This large gray PVC cone is the Venturi system that is used on top of our red cap that you see in the background. So when you're setting up the mobile lab, ensure that the hood fan is on and place this gray tube over where that red cap is. That concludes the video of our living inventory. I hope you enjoyed it. Please ask questions if you have them. Otherwise, we will see you at the next drill. Have a great day.